Hey folks, Jim here, and I'm back in the hammer. It's time to get going with some new Geeking Out episodes with me and Leela. First up, we have 8 comic book reviews. Next up, news from around the world. And this just in, it's okay to be in a 3-way. It's not gay when it's in a 3-way. When a honey is in the middle, there's some leeway. Let's get to the reviews.
Hey there fans in Comic Land, it's Leela here with this week's comic book reviews brought to you from the Comic Connection. We're back on Geeking Out and we're really excited to be doing new episodes bringing to you every week. So let's go on with the comic book reviews. First up we've got Star Wars The Old Republic #1. This is by Alexander Freed, Dave Ross, and George Freeman. So set thousands of years before the rise of Darth Vader and based on the video game from BioWare and LucasArts, this story is sort of set concurrently with the events of the video game. So there's still new content there for you people who are playing the game. In this issue, we're introduced to Darth Mekis, who has created a machine that destroys life, and once she was stopped by a Jedi Knight named Satel Shan, and then there was an uneasy treaty that was reached. But then now, years later, Makai has returned, and Satel's master, Nagani Zhou, may have key information for the Strategic Information Service, which is like the Republic's espionage agency. So I gotta say, I wasn't going in with big hopes because usually comic books based on a video game are kind of so-so. But actually this was really well done. It was a real page-turner. Ross's art draws you right in. He does the action really well. The only thing I sometimes didn't like was in the faraway shots, they totally got away from any detail at all and just sort of mailed it in. But on the close-up facial shots and the action bits, it's really well done. So, you know, if you like Star Wars, you're probably going to like this one. Next up, we've got Space Warped, #1 of 6 by Hervé Bourgi and Rudy Spizard. Sorry if I messed up your name, guys. So this is sort of Star Wars Episode 4 done as you've not seen it before. In this issue, we're introduced to Evil Lord Salvador as he interrogates Lady Laika about her knowledge of the plans for the Dread Castle. Meanwhile, 2 druids, Hal and Ravi, have teamed up with Jean-Luc Groundwalker and Bernard the Mad Monk. The group heads to El Dente on a vessel captained by Al Alone and Boogie. So you can probably figure out who all those people are if you're a Star Wars fan. If you love Star Wars, you're going to love this. It's a wonderful tongue-in-cheek look at a classic sci-fi series with a real sense of style. So if you like Star Wars and you want to see a comedic spin on it, this is the book for you. Next up, we have Samurai's Blood, #1 of 6 by Owen Wiseman and Nam Kim. So in this one, the Sanjo clan is being wiped out by the duplicitous Gekusuke. And now only Mayuko and Jin are all that remain of their clan. With the help of the newly inducted samurai warrior Katashi, they escape and plan revenge. But Katashi has a secret past that the survivors of the Sanjo clan are keeping from him. When he discovers it, will this change everything? So the first thing I noticed about this book is that the art is really beautiful. I love the way that they also have samurai teachings sort of interwoven into the dialogue that seemingly advance the story. It's just really well done. If you're looking for sort of a samurai-ish book to read, then this is a place to jump into. And Image has done a good job of keeping the price down to $1 for you to try it out. And last but not least, we've got Iron Age Alpha by Rob Williams and Rebecca Isaacs. In this one, the Phantom has returned to exact revenge on Tony Stark in this prequel to the upcoming mini-series that's coming out. He uses one of Doom's time machines to find and awaken a powerful and destructive being that's all too familiar to Marvel fans. Narrowly escaping death, it's now up to Tony to change the course of the future, and who better to help him do that than himself? So this was very interesting. When I first saw the solicit for it, I really had no interest in reading it. I was like, oh, another sort of Iron Man miniseries, and you know, they haven't been too impressive in the past. But actually, this was really good. I was glad that I gave it a try because it was surprisingly good. So if you're an Iron Man fan, I have to say this might be a must-read for your collection. It was really well done.
Hey folks, Jim here, back in the hammer, once again with comic book reviews from the Comic Connection in good old Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. First up, since I'm a few weeks behind on my comic reading, here's Godzilla #1, written by Eric Powell and Tracy Marsh with art by Phil Hester. And in this one, Godzilla rises from the depths and brings chaos to an unsuspecting world, and soon the king of monsters will not be alone. If only this book were only a one-shot and not a complete 12-issue series. I love Godzilla. Needless to say, I love Godzilla. I hate this book. Eric Powell is a great writer. The Goon is a good example. But this is terribly written. And after reading the next 2 issues in the series, it's still terribly written. If you don't know well enough about the source material, don't write about it. And as for the artist Phil Hester, he's okay, but he's no Matt Frank. Hire Matt Frank to do your Godzilla book, and it'll be great, even if the story sucks. But if you're a Godzilla fan, you might want to check it out because, well, there's no other Godzilla comics on the shelves at the moment, so this is your only choice. Sigh. Next up, we have Mega Man #1, written by Ian Flynn with art by Patrick Spaziante. And in this one, the future looks bright when Dr. Light unveils his robot masters. But when his former friend Dr. Wily steals them and reprograms them, no one is left to stop him except a young robot named Rock. If you're a fan of the Mega Man games, you're really gonna like this. The art by Spaz is really nice. Story-wise, it's a little primitive and childish, but that's kind of the goal here. The art, really nice to look at. Color-wise, it's beautiful. This is a really good adaptation of the first game, and if you're a fan of Mega Man, it's a must-buy. Check it out if you can. Next up, Total Recall, #1, written by Vince Moore with art by Cesar Rezek. And in this one, after killing Cohagen and giving Mars an atmosphere, Quaid simply wants to live his life. But new enemies have left Mars in chaos, and Quaid is forced back into action. And I wish he wasn't, because this book sucks. I get to work in a couple of weeks on the new Total Recall film that's being done in Toronto as an extra, but this is a direct sequel to the original 1990 film with Arnold Schwarzenegger, hence the look-alike on the cover. But story-wise, it lacks severely. The art is not bad, but could be a lot better. It's not a terrible continuation of the film, but it's not great either. So, yeah, if you want to see what happens, then sure, pick it up, but other than that, I can't give it a recommendation. And last, and sadly, certainly least, is Zombie Fairy Tales, written and drawn by Fred Perry, Joe White, Dave Hutchison, and Rod Espinoza. And in this one, several short zombified versions of children's classics await in this one-shot anthology. And if you think you know the storylines, think again. It's okay, it's funny, but it's not done well. This was rushed, and I can tell. So there's really no point to this book other than a quick cash grab in, sadly. But then again, who am I to talk? I wrote Steampunk Palin. And now, the news. First off, here's Leela with this week's comic book news.
Okay, so the big news is that DC is relaunching their entire universe and putting out a new continuity.
How stupid is this?
Unless you've been hiding under a rock, you have probably heard about this. You've probably been talking about it with your friends who read comics. You've probably been in your local comic book store asking them what they think about it.
And I think we're all in agreement that it's a stupid idea.
I don't know. I kind of might come down on the it sucks side, but I might be cautiously optimistic as well. So basically, in case you hadn't heard about what is going on, after the current Flashpoint event that is going on, in September, DC is going to be coming out with 52 new #1s. And the bigger announcement is that they're going to have day and date digital copies available online as well, at the same price as the printed comic, at least for a 4-week window, at which point their digital copies will drop back down to what they've been selling digital copies for now. I guess this is in an effort to protect the retailers and the print copies, although not really. And it's also my humble opinion that if you were hoping that people who had to wait before for a new comic might be more likely to actually buy it because it's available the same day now, I don't actually think that's going to be the case either. If someone doesn't want to pay for something,
they're going to download it.
They're not going to pay for it.
Yeah.
So, I'm cautiously optimistic about how this whole thing is going to go. So far, I think we already have all 52 titles. I put it up on the store's Facebook page, Comic Connection. You can check it out. And soon we'll have full details up on our website, comicconnection.ca.
And be sure to friend us on Facebook. We always love being befriended.
Yes, we love friends. And you obviously are watching us on YouTube right now, so
Yep.
Good for you.
Good for you.
So basically, DC has said that the reason why they're doing this is that, here, I have to read the quote from their website.
Okay.
Not only will this initiative be compelling for existing readers, it will give new readers a precise entry point into our titles. Snorefest. Anyways, so they're basically going after new fans here, which new fans don't care about the day and date thing. They probably don't know when a printed copy is coming out. They just want to see when it's available on digital. So I don't really understand that part of the whole initiative.
Nor do I.
But also, they could have just created a whole separate universe. I mean, Marvel's done it. They did the whole Ultimate Universe so that, existing fans who have been paying their money for this product the whole time could say, thank you. Our DC universe that we know and love is still going on. I don't need a new number one. And then new fans could jump onto that other universe at number one. I don't know why they didn't do that, but we'll see how it goes.
I blame Jim Lee.
I blame him as well. So, good luck, DC readers. Hopefully this isn't a terrible, terrible mistake. I know that some of you are already upset about at least one change where Barbara Gordon is going to be Batgirl again.
How does that work? She was horribly crippled.
Well, she's going to be running around again. Now, I know a lot of you are upset about that because you're a big fan of Oracle and the statement that she makes as a strong superhero character that is disabled and turns her disability into not a disability. But I don't think that you have to worry because this is going to be a new origin story and we could still see Barbara back as Oracle again sometime in the future. So
great. More breaking of legs.
I guess. So I'm, again, cautiously optimistic that this won't stink, but who knows?
Next up, we have news from the manga world. And in this week, Tokyopop has shut down. Tokyopop, which began its publishing life as Mix in 1997, has shuttered its Los Angeles-based publishing operations as of May 31st, 2011. However, its European and film operations will be unaffected at this time. For those of you wondering what happens with the manga licenses that Tokyopop had, they all revert back to the original creators or studios that produced it, which means anyone who would like to license those titles can now license them. Of course, what this means in the overall reach of the comic book market and manga market is that a major player has died. Tokyopop was probably the second largest publisher in North America for manga. So it means that as a major player has now vanished, there's a very big hole in the marketplace, which means, considering how many other publishers have died in the last year, it's even bigger hole than possibly could be imagined. This, of course, means that Viz is now the tops, and their business structure is pretty much solid. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. But when a company like Tokyopop dies, it can't mean anything good for the rest of the manga industry in North America. And as people know, the anime industry is also suffering, as is the manga industry. More than 40% of the business in the manga industry is gone now. Same with the anime industry. And that's mostly due to people like you watching on YouTube, illegally downloading these shows and mangas. So, yeah, stop it!
Yeah, you get what you didn't pay for.
Yeah. Thanks for killing the industry, jerks! And in other news this week, let's go into something a little more happy. Video game news this week, it's E3, which means the new Nintendo system has been announced.
Yes.
The WII U. Yes. Now, I love the Wii. I really like the Wii. It's a fun system, great games and everything. But the Wii U is a step up.
Yeah, really.
Big
Okay.
time. It's basically, it can be played on the TV or the new touchscreen controller. The controller is a 6.2 inch touch screen with a 16 by 9 aspect ratio and is backwards compatible with the Wii. It includes a microphone, speaker, gyroscopic sensors, motion sensors, and a camera.
Okay, so it's backward compatible with the Wii. So
Yep.
that's anything that came out for Wii, but will it play the older, like,
GameCube?
games?
No.
Ooh.
And it will not have GameCube controller support as well.
Interesting.
So, as for games being announced, there's been many HD games announced that have been PS3 and Xbox 360 exclusives till now. But the major ones from Nintendo announced this week were, accidentally kind of, a new Super Smash Bros. And Lego City Stories, which is going to be exclusive to the Wii U.
I love Lego games.
Oh yeah, they're great.
They're so good.
But what this means for the industry now, in video game wise, is that there's a new player in the Xbox 360 and
Do you think this will affect price point?
big time.
Oh, that's good news for us.
Big time. Now, specifics on the system were not announced, but it's at least, if not more powerful than the PS3.
That's good news too.
And price point wise, it'll probably be possibly around $300. One of the only kickbacks to this system, however, is that the tablet controller, you only get one. You can't buy them separate.
Ooh.
And multiplayer games, you play with one player on the tablet and 3 to 4 others on the Wiimotes.
Ah.
So it's an interesting aspect to it.
Yes, but what if you break your tablet?
Exactly. So let us know your thoughts on this because it's important. And quite frankly, yeah, remember what happened when the Wii first announced with the Wiimotes going everywhere?
Yeah.
I can imagine what's going to happen with this tablet.
There's gonna be a tablet with two straps on it.
Yeah. In someone's TV.
Yes.
And this is the end of the news segment, and we will see you next week for another episode of Geeking Out.
Bye, guys.